Welcome to Raising Scholars. I'm Jacquie Langworthy, education leader and mom, and I'm here to help you raise confident, independent learners. In every episode, you'll get simple strategies you can use right away, built on the R.A.I.S.E Scholar Framework: confidence, consistency, and independence, without pressure and without power struggles. Let's get into it. Before we talk about strategies, routines, or academics, I want to start with something honest. Overwhelm is real. You've seen it. Your child sitting at the table, staring at their work, the pencil in their hand, the page in front of them, and nothing happening. And as a parent, you can feel it too. The tension, the frustration, the quiet worry that says, they should be able to do this, so why aren't they starting? And maybe, if you're honest, you felt it yourself. That moment where something feels so big, so unclear, that your brain just freezes. So today, I want to talk about how we help our children move from overwhelm to ownership. Because the goal isn't just to help them finish their work. The goal is to help them learn how to learn. And that's one of the most important skills they will ever develop. And if you ever wondered how to help your child stop shutting down and start taking ownership of learning, you're in the right place. Because ownership isn't something children magically develop one day. It's something that gets built slowly, intentionally, and through experience. So let's talk about what's really happening when a child feels overwhelmed. Overwhelm isn't about intelligence. It's about uncertainty. When a child looks at something and doesn't know where to begin, doesn't know how long it will take, or isn't sure if they can do it correctly, their brain shifts out of problem-solving mode and into protection mode. That's when you see avoidance. That's when you hear, I don't want to do it. That's when they suddenly need a snack or a break or remember something else they have to do. It's not laziness, it's overload. And what's important for parents to understand is that children often don't have the language to explain this feeling. They don't say, I'm experiencing cognitive overload. They say things like, this is stupid. I hate this. I don't want to do it. But underneath those words is uncertainty. And uncertainty creates stress. When something feels uncertain, the brain looks for safety. Safety might look like avoidance. It might look like frustration. It might look like distraction. But it's not a character flaw. It's a nervous system response. And once you understand that, your response as a parent changes. Instead of seeing resistance, you'll begin to see opportunity, an opportunity to help your child build ownership. And I've seen this not just with the thousands of students I've worked with, but with my own child. When my daughter was applying to theater schools, the process was overwhelming. There were applications, pre-screen recordings, audition deadlines, and her normal school responsibilities, all happening at the same time. And I could see the stress building. Her first instinct was to say, I got it. I don't need help. But I could see she was stuck. And my instinct as a parent was to step in and fix it, to organize everything, to create a plan, to remove the pressure. But I realized something important. If I took ownership of the process, she wouldn't. So instead, we sat down together and I let her lead. We looked at everything she had to do. We mapped it out and I asked questions. What feels realistic? What do you want to tackle first? What would make this feel more manageable? And once everything was clear, something shifted. The overwhelm didn't disappear because the work went away. It disappeared because she could see a path forward. Clarity replaced uncertainty. And what I noticed most wasn't just that she completed the process. It was who she became during the process. She became more confident, more organized, more capable, not because I did it for her, but because she did it for herself. With support And that distinction matters because when children experience themselves navigating something difficult, their brain stores that evidence that says, I can do hard things. Because what's really being shaped in these moments is identity. A child is either learning, I need someone else to help me through hard things, or they're learning, I can figure things out. And that identity is built through repetition, through experience, through ownership. And that's exactly why I created the R.A.I.S.E Scholar Framework. Because ownership isn't something you hope for, it's something you build. 2 pillars matter most here. Autonomy over assistance and evidence builds confidence. Autonomy means allowing your child to engage with the challenge, not perfectly, not alone, but actively. And evidence builds confidence means allowing them to see themselves succeed, not perfectly, but progressively. Confidence does not come from being told they can do something. It comes from seeing themselves do it. So what does this look like in real life? It starts with small shifts. When your child feels overwhelmed, don't rush in to fix it immediately. Instead, slow the moment down. You might say, it looks like a lot. Let's find the first step. Because overwhelm thrives in vagueness. Clarity weakens it. Help them identify the first step. Not the entire assignment, just the first step. Once the brain sees a starting point, resistance decreases. Another powerful shift is asking coaching questions instead of giving instructions. Instead of saying, here's what you need to do, try asking, what do you think your first step should be? This helps them build ownership. This helps them build identity. And when they take initiative, even in small ways, notice it. Not just the outcome, the ownership. Because children repeat behaviors that enforce who they believe they are. And I see this transformation happening every single week in my center. Students who once relied completely on their parents begin to organize their own work, begin to start their own work, begin to trust themselves. And the pride they feel isn't about the homework. It's about who they're becoming. Ownership builds confidence, and confidence changes everything. And I want to say this directly to you as a parent. This shift takes patience. There will be moments when it's easier to do it for them. Faster, cleaner, less stressful in the moment, but every time you allow your child to think, to try, and to recover, you are building something far more important than academic success. You are building independence. You are building resilience. You are building self-trust. And that self-trust will serve them for life. So here's your challenge for this week. Next time your child feels overwhelmed, resist the urge to fix it immediately. Instead, sit beside them. Ask them to find the first step. Ask questions. Let them lead. Because your goal is not to raise a child who depends on you forever. Your goal is to raise a scholar who trusts in themselves. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. If this episode resonated with you, the most powerful thing you can do is take one small step today. Consistency, not perfection, is what changes outcomes. And if you found value in this conversation, I invite you to subscribe. Share this episode with another parent and continue this journey with me. You can also visit the link in the show notes for additional resources, tools, and ways to support your child's growth. Because the work you're doing matters more than you realize. You're not just helping your child succeed in school. You're helping them build confidence, independence, and belief in themselves. This is Raising Scholars, and I'm Jacquie Langworthy, cheering you on as you raise a confident, independent scholar. I'll see you in the next episode.